I'll explain this into detail of what it does. Then I'll show you the front end so you can see what it looks like. And then after that, I will provide you with a link so you can clone this if you want to clone it. Think outside the box, okay? This can apply to any campaign. It doesn't have to be ACA. It doesn't have to be Medicare. It could be underwater weaving basket because my boy Ron Hart is in the building. So it can be whatever you guys want, right? So it just depends on what you want to use it. The magic here, quote unquote, if you want to call it magic, is the ability to show somebody their potential name and other information upon giving you a piece of information such as their phone number, right? Obviously, this in Messenger and lead ads is not going to work because you already get that information from Facebook. Nothing clever there. But if you're sending them to an external landing page, and you're pre-framing them like, hey, let me look you up in the record database to see if you have a claim or to see if you owe money or to see if you have unclaimed funds or to see if you qualify for whatever it is. And then you put in your phone number and it says, hey, we found you. Congratulations. It automatically increases conversions. If you go after and you create like a app ID number or something like that, even more so, right? And then creating the urgency of taking away the offer from them after X amount of time, it will also help you a lot. In this flow right here, the person will come in, and when they come in, they get a welcome message, which is, hello, I am so-and-so, and are you here for this? Yes or no? Any of this can be edited. If they say yes, then we have a condition. And this condition is like, where are you from? And then we're looking if you're from the US. So that's why you see here country. If country equals US or if country equals United States, let them continue. Also, if country equals India, because some of our staff is in India, let them continue, right? If not, then we're going to redirect them with this simple code. And I'm just sending them to Google. Like, we don't want you here, so we're just pushing them back to Google. Whatever. I had a YouTube video here that was like, hello from the other side. But I thought that was too pushy. Like somebody's going to get mad at me. So I just put Google instead, right? And then what I want to do is I want to track the event. I want to send back to Facebook what happened here. So this was a click. So I want to track that. And it was click it started. So they click, start. So boom, it's great. That attribution is going to send back to Google. Then here I have a builder block. And in this builder block, pretty much I want to know if the person has no insurance, they have Medicaid, they have Medicare or VA benefit. Here's the builder block. This is what it looks like. So I'm pushing all this information, asking a simple question. Do you make under $50,000 a year? If they answer yes or no, based on that, it will be the actions, right? So if they answer yes, I will track that again back to Google, click under 50K, and then I will show them another message, which is like, hey, do you have Medicaid, Medicare, or VA benefits? And then you have options such as, no, I don't have it, Medicaid, Medicare, VA benefits. Depending on what they click, it will fire the event back to Google like we've been doing. And then it will categorize it in this, all right? Like it will be one of this that I will use back in the flow. If they are non-qualified traffic, meaning they're people that they don't make under 50K a year or they have Medicaid or something like that, then what I'm doing is I'm sending this to an event that I have here with all this information, like the country, the OS, the device, the browser, and all that. And then I am doing a redirect to an offer. In this case, I'm sending them to a Google feed where they will click and we pretty much make money based on those clicks. So it's not going to another offer, although you can make it go whatever you want to go. In this case, we just monetize that unqualified traffic to a Google feed. So that is what's happening in this lead qualification block, this brick builder that you see here. So I'm going to go back and continue my flow. So we were right here. After that, this is really the cool part, which is the phone input, right? So here, what we're doing is we're looking at the phone, we're asking them to enter a phone number, and we have our TCPA disclaimer right here saying that, by clicking this, you give us, access to blah, 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 blah. And then we have here some settings. This is the lowest number area code in the United States. And I think this is the highest one, like the number 9, something like that. And then it will click, and then that's how you collect the phone number. And this is what you have here. Boom. All right. That's covered. This is what's your phone number, TCPA compliance, out of the way. After that, we do another push. And then we do, one moment, because we got to think. And what we do here is I do a couple steps. The first one is I'm sending this information to bigdatacloud.net. Big Data Cloud has an endpoint, an API endpoint for phone number validation. And the reason why I'm doing that is because fellow marketers and lead gens like to stuff landing pages with fake phone numbers. So I want to make sure that that phone number is real before I continue in my flow. So I'm, passing this, and I'm passing the number, I'm passing the country code, and I'm passing the language. And also I'm passing the key, which you're going to have to get your own key from APA bigdatacloud.net. Then here is a test. So if you want to test the phone number, so here's a phone number. I click test. It's not going to work because it doesn't have an API key. I will show you a working version in a little bit. The results from that, which is what that endpoint is going to send you back, is going to be the country and whether the phone is valid or not, right? Is this a valid phone number? Yes or no? So if it's a valid phone number, then we're going to send it to our data center, which in this case, I'm using IAM data center, but it's InfoTour, there's TransUnion, there's a few other ones, okay? It's just whichever one you want to use. I like using this one because it's the one that's making the most sense for us at the moment. And then here, this is what's happening. We're calling an API endpoint as a post, and the product that we're calling is called SEMA Select. And here what we're doing is we're passing our custom header that you can see here, content type application JSON, nothing there new, and our API key. Again, you're gonna have to get your own one. And then we're writing a very short customized body in a JSON format that is saying the phone number, right? And this is some other information there, which is true and true. If you don't have immediate on, it can take a couple seconds, and you don't want that. So you want it to be as soon as possible. Here's a phone number, but then you're going to get a lot of information back, and then we want to store that information as well. So you're going to get the address, the city. So let's look at the last word here. So results, identity, address, city, state, zip, first name, last name, all the results, emails, and gender. We're going to use that moving forward. The moment that happens, we're going to fire another Facebook event, and this is the phone was validated, and we're going to send this to an external database. Some of you might use Zapier, Integromat, Make, Pabbly, Pipedream, whatever else you're using, okay? You can just put here, and I'm just sending the whole results. I'm pasting the whole load from the previous one, okay? So all the results are going to my external database, so that way it's safe. And once it's go that, then you can choose, hey, is this number valid or not valid? So if it went through all of this and it was all green, 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 it's valid. If not, it's not valid. The reason why we want to know that, because if it's not valid, we're going to push it somewhere else. And if it's valid, it's going to continue. When a record is found, a record match, we just have a simple condition here that says if the first name is set and the last name is set. And the way that it's set is because we save it as a variable in the previous step. So if it's set, then show the message, record found, first and last name, also fire an event back to Facebook showing you what the hell happened, and then mark as valid. If it's not set, skip the record found, because you don't want to display record found and then there's no name there, right? You want to make sure there's a name. So skip that. Still mark it as valid because it did pass phone validation. We just didn't find a name for it. When that happens, then fire that record found, boom, boom. Congratulations, you're now pre-qualified for this, that, and the most. Now here, right before I go into the call to action, what I want to do is I want to make sure that, is this in business hour? Yes or no? Why am I asking that? Because if you're doing pay-per-call, chances are that you're going to display a phone number. The other likelihood, chances are that you're turning off your campaign because the call center closes at 5 or 6, 7, whatever time it is, and you're shutting off your campaign. You're not running that in those off hours. So what I'm doing here is I'm splitting the flow. If the call center hours are open, we're going to show a phone number. If it's not open, we're going to redirect this traffic to claim the benefit online and continue in the online flow. That's why here it says tap the number below, and here it says tap below. Then I have a code here. So this code that you see here, it's my Ringbot campaign number pool, because I want to fire that right before I show you the phone number, so the actual phone number gets substituted for my tracking number. All right. And then here's a goodbye message that says tap to call with my phone number. And then I have a redirect URL turned on here where I'm sending traffic and saying chat will close in 60 seconds. So in 60 seconds, that chat will automatically close and it will be forward to this. Whether they call, don't call, click, don't click. Same thing happens here, but here happens a little bit different. When they click here, it's going to go to a custom URL, then it's going to track this event, and then it's going to redirect that chat, because this first URL opens in a new tab, but then it's going to redirect that old chat to a Google feed as well. So if they were to go back or go to the previous tab, they're going to see a brand new page. Chances are they're going to click on it and they're going to start going somewhere. So now let me show you this in a working scenario. So you see here, hey, I'm Lucas. Obviously, my privacy policy here, for the legal purposes. So go ahead and click yes. And then what was the next question? Do you make under $50,000 a year, right? So if I click here, yes, it's going to continue the flow. If I click here, no, then it's going to redirect me to, some dental insurance options that I can see here what my options are. So I am going to say that I click make yes, and then, hey, do you have Medicaid, Medicare, or VA benefits? So if you click on any of this, it's going to happen what I just previously showed you in the other steps. What I showed you in the previous step is going to redirect you to something else. If you click no, then you can continue. What's your phone number?